Meanwhile, in more news, listen in to Brinda Karat now defending Sandeep Dikshit. Brinda Karat has hit out at Army Chief as well, saying Army Chief has been making outrageous and controversial statements. She adds that never has an Army Chief made these kind of statements. Hence, she stands with Sandeep Dikshit. Now, remember, the former Congress MP had hit out at the Army Chief, calling him a sadak ka gunda, a comment which the BJP has taken an exception to. Later, Sandeep Dikshit did apologize, but it was nothing short of a forced apology. Take a listen to what Brinda Karat is saying.
Ma'am, Sandeep Dikshit, first he made comment against Army Chief and then apologized. How would left react to it?
Sandeep Dikshit had also very many other comments praising the army, but people chose to take that particular comment and he has apologized for it. I think the matter should end there. The point really here is that does the Army Chief have a license given by this government or given by his own thinking to make such completely outrageous and controversial statements? For example, his statement that we want women in combat to fight against those young schoolgirls, school pelters in Kashmir. Is that the way an Army Chief is expected to speak? I don't think so. I think the Army Chief himself should have some self-restriction and self-censorship as far as his own comments are concerned. Never before have we found that every time the Army Chief makes a statement, it becomes such an issue of controversy. I think this is what is of great concern.
Earlier it was Prakash Karat who also said that Army Chief is representing the ideology of Prime Minister Modi.
That was an editorial given in the People's Democracy which reflected the view of the party. Our point is that the Army Chief is duty bound to exercise some restraint on the comments he makes. He should not be making, every time he speaks, if it ends up in a real controversy. For example, can you imagine linking the issue of women in combat, which is an issue which has been raised for years together, linking it today with a specific issue in Kashmir where schoolgirls have come out and protested? I think it is very wrong and it does not behove the Army Chief of India.
BJP is calling that's a brigade emerging in India that is attacking army, that is against army and an Army Chief.
See, BJP's own brigade and its own brigade of trolls, they feel that they can say anything and attack anybody and target anybody. So forget them. But what I'm saying is, in the interests of India and in the interest of maintaining minimum standards of impartiality and being away from politics of the armed forces, such statements by the Army Chief do no credit either to him or the institution that he heads.
Now, here is the point. Should there be a restriction on these politicians for hitting out at the army and politicizing the army, or should there be restriction on the ones who are serving the nation? Brinda Karat going on to say there should be a self-restriction that Army Chief should exercise, breaking all codes of decency of what the political discourse should be. Army should be above politics. At least Sandeep Dikshit has been forced into apology after he made the comment on the Army Chief, calling him a sadak ka gunda. In fact, it's interesting because what BJP has come out and said is that Sandeep Dikshit should now be suspended from the party. A mere apology is not enough. And Brinda Karat jumping in, calling for self-restriction should be exercised by the Army Chief. A new law in the politics.
But what also hurts me equally is, if you remember, there was a statement about perhaps the greatest person of the century, that is Mahatma Gandhi, by the BJP president Amit Shah. He called him a chatur baniya. Now, the word chatur actually has very negative connotations in Hindi. It means a person who it means a person who misuses or uses a situation for personal advantages, for selfish goals, for something that perhaps may not be a great purpose. And it almost relegates the father of the nation to a scheming individual. On the other hand, you use a caste identifying word like baniya. When on the one hand the Prime Minister tries to play a drama about the fact that the BJP is risen above caste, and your own President cannot look beyond the father of the nation, beyond the person's identity of the caste. I think it was a statement that's reprehensible, that should have been condemned equally.
Is there another self-goal from the former Congress MP? Well, here's what the BJP is saying at the moment.
Pardon my pronunciation, Sadak Gunda? Is that a language which an eminent member of the Congress party, a former member of parliament, would use? And about who? And for what did he say? And above all, it's even worse that even through his tweet, when he withdraws this comment that he's made, there's no sense of retribution, no sense of apology. The Congress party is trying to undermine, disrespect, bring to shame the Indian Army. And this is a party which has governed us for the last 60 years since after independence.
Well, now let's play out once again what Sandeep Dikshit has said. He realized his mistake. At the same time, makes a comparison between the deplorable comment he made and comparing the comment with what the BJP president had said in reference to the father of the nation.
I think it's a wrong remark. I think it's patently wrong, and I apologize for it, and I remain apologetic about it. It's a wrong use of language. I had a particular opinion with regard to certain statements the chief was making, which I thought don't behove a chief. But that's a separate issue. You can have an opinion. That's not an opinion that disrespects the Indian Army or the chief. It's an opinion about a particular statement that person made. But I think it was completely offline, the manner in which I said it. Perhaps I said it in a moment, in which I wasn't aware enough. And it sometimes happens. A person can make mistakes. I think what's important is that you admit your mistakes and genuinely feel apologetic about it. And I do that. And I still feel personally hurt that I made a statement like that, and it's wrong. But what also hurts me equally is, if you remember, there was a statement about perhaps the greatest person of this century, that is Mahatma Gandhi, by the BJP president, Amit Shah. He called him a Chatur Baniya. Now, the word Chatur actually has very negative connotations in Hindi. It means a person who... It means a person who misuses or uses a situation for personal advantages, for selfish goals, for something that perhaps may not be, a great purpose. I think it was a statement that's reprehensible, that should have been condemned equally. I mean, I'm almost a nobody figure in Indian politics, and if a statement by me which is patently wrong about the army chief can make television channels produce hours and want to castigate me as whatever it is, that's okay. I think every channel today plays more politics rather than news. I have no issue with that. You can castigate me. I'm not anybody who who influences Indian policy or who can weaken the nation.
Well, isn't there another failed attempt from the former Congress MP? Further embarrassment for the party whose top leadership is silent on how their own leader could hit out at the army chief.